What's up, everybody? Beard Comic Guy coming from the Comic Collectors Guild. Tonight we got our Funko show. With me again is Mexican Reviews, and for the first
Hello.
time we got Winks Pop Stash. Go ahead and check these guys out. I'm gonna put their links in the bio. Um, Tonight we are going to be talking about a couple of various different things. We're gonna introduce some new vinyls. We're gonna talk some Funko news. Hopefully some future of cons. Hopefully we'll get some good news in the coming months, and we're going to talk about something kind of new to Pops and see if there's a future there with grading Funko Pops. So I did want to remind guild members to reach out to me or any of the executives to join our members podcast live Saturday nights on the YouTube. This week we are going to be reading the Spider-Man's Kraven's Last Hunt. So we sit around, chat about the story, give our feelings about it, what we want to see for people that reading it for the first time. So it's a cool show. We talk about news in our geek world, and it's a good show. We also have our autism raffle. It's members only. It's going to be $1 ticket, and all of the proceeds go to foundation centered around autism. So the what we're raffling off is a Chris Minga Batman black and white statue and a Joker vinyl figure. So pretty cool things to get raffled off. And then we also have our comic price guide gold year membership. So that is for anybody. You go ahead and email Comic Collectors Guild to get your entry, and I will be raffling that off Saturday Night Live. So you want to tune into that. But without further ado, so we got Winks here. He's a new member of the guild, so we wanted to introduce him to this show. He's a huge Funko guy. You see behind him, he's got various different collection pieces. Cool Squirtle with his sunglasses on. So we a cool thing that both these guys actually bring to it is a different vinyl figures than Funko. We hear and see Funko thrown out a lot. But what's cool is there's other companies that are putting out vinyl figures that are just as cool. So I'm actually going to throw it over to Winks, and he's going to introduce you to 2 new vinyl figures.
Hello, people. Good to be part of the group. First off, so for those of you that don't know, there is a one of the designer artists for Funko. His name is Reese O'Brien. It's a Reese O'Brien. We'll go with that. He wanted to branch off and do his own thing, so he started designing what they call Tiny Ghost. This is a original, what they call an OG Tiny Ghost. It's pretty simple. Looks like a squeaky toy in the bottom. It's got the air escape hole kind of thing. But they do a bunch of different designs for things. Some of the cooler ones. I got this one. It's called the Road Rash. My wife's favorite. Got little boo-boos all over. And let's see. They did a nerdy one. So there's 2 glasses on them. Kept it pretty simple. They're pretty much, they've already said they're going to do one, but they have not done a nerdy version of a girl ghost yet. They did one called Luna, which is basically just the same one, but she's got bangs and a ponytail. And I made a custom for my wife. I put glasses for nerdy on it, and it's got a little nose ring.
Nice. That's awesome.
They actually redesigned that. There's going to be one with a different hairstyle, still a ponytail, named Amber. They haven't released any information on when that comes out yet. The drops for these things are kind of random.
Super random.
Yeah, random. It's not like every week. It's not every 2 weeks. It's not every month. It's just whenever they feel like rolling something out. Key part of getting a hold of these things, because they're very limited. Like most of these were, say, like Road Rash here was limited to, like, I do believe 400 pieces. so they go real fast. Key to getting them is they have a Paradorable Society. It's a members only thing. You pay to get in, but you get a patch, pin, sticker, all sorts of stuff for joining. And then they give release dates a day early before they go live for the general public. So they have a certain allotment that they allow for members only. So if you are part of that, you get the releases first. One of the more recent ones is a very cool one called Bloodbath. They, yeah, this one's very cool. This one went rather quickly, and a lot of people missed out on that.
Hey, Wings.
They also, yeah.
What are they? What is the price range for them?
They retail for $35 plus shipping.
That's not bad.
Some of them are $45. It depends on what they're rolling out with. They have 2-packs also, little ones that they did. It's a puppy and kitty ghost. They come in 2-packs. These are the blue glow-in-the-dark ones. The glow on these things are pretty good. They also have the OG version, so they're all white, of course, but then they have the skeleton ones. I have a ton of these. Let's see, one of the cooler ones called Satan's X-Ray. Yeah, I know. I hooked it up for you.
So I have 3 tiny ghosts, and all 3 of them I got from Wings.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Paradorable Society. I'm a member, so I get them first, and then I'm able to go back in the second time during the general resale and get another one. So for people who need them. Now there's a black one that came out a few years ago. It's basically same colors as this, but reversed. So everywhere it's black with the red writing. This one's called Reverse Death Cult. Kind of cool. One of my favorites. I think this is one Mark has.
I don't, but I need it.
You don't have this one? Yeah.
No.
This is Geek Cult. Geek Cult. It's perfect for us. If you notice, let me get on the camera here. The designs of it. They got a nod to Star Wars. The keys from was that Ready Player One.
Oh, okay.
They got a PlayStation controller.
That's what's up.
They got
That's cool.
The Mandalorian.
Spider-Man.
Batman.
So I think there's a TARDIS on there too.
Yep, there's a TARDIS on there. There's a ghost from Pac-Man. There's all sorts of stuff in here. And actually the writing that goes up and around is a strange writing, but it actually says Tiny Ghost.
That's awesome.
Somebody actually took the time to decipher that. It was weird. More recently, they started producing 3-inch versions. Now, a standard one is a 5-inch version. There's all sorts of these that came out before I got involved in them that are really expensive and hard to find. I can't get any of them because I can't spend that much money. But recently, they came out with 3-inch versions. So these were in single packages. With those came a chance for what they call a BIM coin. It's basically, here, show you what they look like. The first year they did it, they handed out these coins at random in boxes for releases, or you can go by the booth at cons and pick them up for free. That's the other side.
That's cool.
This is I didn't get any in any releases. I managed to find somebody to sell me 2 of these. I traded one in for an exclusive pin that they were giving out. Basically, the way it worked is you got a gold one, you got a 5-inch exclusive Tiny Ghost. You got the silver one and traded it in. You got a mini because they do blind bag minis as well. Tell you what one of those look like. I didn't grab one. Ugh. Blind bag minis. There's a Road Rash. There's this one. I got a bunch of those as well. But there's an exclusive one called Saints and Sinners. If you had you got the pin for the bronze, you got the mini for the silver, you got the actual Tiny Ghost figure for the gold. This year, they're doing a different design, which I think is cooler. There's a silver one. There's that. And the other side is that. Now, I ordered 2 of the 3-inch OGs, and I got a bronze and I got a silver in each one. They're supposed to be in the 3-packs as well. I'm 0 for 3 on that. I haven't gotten a coin from any of those. But there's one 3-pack that included they call Ranka. These are all smaller versions of ones that came out before. So there's Ranka, which glows in the dark. There's this one. It's called Toxic, I think it was. Glows in the dark as well. And then there's All Hallows Eve. Does not glow in the dark. Then they came out with a 3-pack for, where'd it go? The glow in the dark versions. So they just have the plain blue, a pink one, and an orange one. I have those over there too. I just didn't grab all of them. And then recently they had a shark version. So they got one called Dawes. They got a, what's the other one called? I forget. Do you remember what it is, Mark?
I don't.
The other shark one? It was
Yeah.
Dawes and I think it was like a Mako shark or whatever. It was only released in Singapore. So you're very lucky to get one if you actually got one. They did 3-inch versions of those, and then they made a 3-inch version of a whale shark. It's blue in color, kind of off. Let me get the box. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, trying to see what some of the prices on the older ones are, because I want that nerdy Geek Cult one, and it's $55. That's the cheapest I've seen coming from Singapore.
Yeah,
So,
these 3-packs were $45. So basically, for these 3-inch ones, they're $15 a piece plus shipping. So there was, Tiger Shark. That's what it was called. It's the one in the middle. Dawes is that one. Whale Shark is actually a 3-inch version. They never had a 5-inch version of that. So you can only get it in this 3-pack.
See, but that's cool to see because where it compares to Funko, you can't display in the box because you never see them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. You showed the packaging.
So yeah, you can get 3-packs like this. They come clamshelled like that. So you can pull them out, display them how you want. You can either just leave them in the box. I take them all out and put them in my details. They're better to see. Much like Pops, they're better to see outside of the box than they are in.
Agreed.
But that's pretty much it. There's just, I actually didn't even intend to start collecting these. My wife saw them and thought they were cool, and she wanted a couple. So I hunted down Road Rash for her, and then I got into them. So it kind of snowballed from there.
So then there's Chomps, right?
Yeah, different company. It's actually started by this kid. He's like 20 now, I think it is. It's crazy.
yeah.
Named Connor. He actually got together with a designer, came up with the idea for it, and started a company producing these things. They started a company called Abominable Toys. And so, of course, being called Abominable Toys, they made a Yeti. This is Chomp. This is the OG Chomp version. Basically, blue face. This is the packaging that it comes in.
I have that one also.
Yeah. This one you can still get on their website occasionally. A lot of times they run out, but then when they got a con coming up, they'll put more available on the site. So you can usually still find this one. Everything else sells out within seconds online when they do releases, and then they're hard to find. And they're very pricey. Like, I went and ordered one called Cotton Candy. It's an all pink version of that OG one. They mistakenly sent me a Founders, which was limited to, I think, 150 pieces. And they were like, you could send it back and we'll send you a Cotton Candy one. And I'm like, why don't you make it available for me to purchase a Cotton Candy one? I'll send you more money because I'm not letting this one go.
Yeah.
So that's basically just, this is the only difference. Orange face, hands, and feet.
That's cool.
That's Founders. And it's very expensive. The only other one that's more expensive than this one is a all gold version that they did. And that's the only one I'm missing from the set. I have every other one that they've made. This is one that I had to get myself and got into. Here's a glow-in-the-dark version. This is another one Mark has.
Yep.
The glow on this thing is the brightest thing I've ever seen in my life. And he can attest to that.
Yes, it's pretty bright. Like,
oh, yeah.
you can put it under a regular light. Like, usually you have to keep it under there for a few minutes, but you can put it under regular light for like a few seconds and it'll shine.
Oh, it's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you want to see more in detail, check out Mark's site on Instagram. He's got the twirly thing going so you can see it, but he shows the glow on there. It's insane. Another glow-in-the-dark one I got. This one. The glow on this one's pretty sick too. Not as bright as that one, but this one's pretty good. This was a New York comic exclusive last year. And very, very cool. They came out with a white one, so it's all white, but designed with the same stickers for a skeleton in that, but doesn't glow in the dark. This one does. And then they came out with a rather funky design.
I love this thing.
I know, so do I. It's one of my favorites. They made a gumball version of it. They actually move around.
That's cool.
You can actually take the top of this off.
Are those actual gumballs or are they hard plastic?
No, they're just hard plastic.
Okay.
I'm trying to get this thing off, but it's a pain. There it is. Okay. One of the gumballs. A couple of them. Okay. But yeah, this one's one of my favorites.
That one's one of my favorites. There's one that is my favorite, though. I think you might have it. I'm not sure. That's the one.
Yeah, actually, I've been looking for this one and this one. These were both New York Comic Con exclusives. Last year, I think it was. Yeah, 2019. And I could not make it out there, of course, so I could not find anybody to get me one. And I was talking to a guy that actually was going, and he was supposed to pick up some for me, but it fell through. It didn't happen. But more recently, talked with a guy in the collector group, because there is a Facebook collectors group for Abominable Toys. And he's in there, and he goes to all of these cons. He's the biggest Abominable Toys collector I've ever seen. He buys so much extra stuff, but they had a more recently in C2E2, Chicago Comic Con. They were out there and they had a giant gumball machine, and you basically pay, you get a coin, and you put it in and you pull out a mini. These are all rainbow colors. He's got the purple. I got the red. One I got is signed by Connor, the guy who makes these. You too? Nope. But I ended up ordering 2 from him. This was one of them. He actually went back the second day and took I don't know, he got 25 of these signed by Connor, and then just randomly put them in people's packages if they ordered a couple or one. I know another guy in the group that we have, Aaron. He ordered from the same guy. He's got one signed. It's the only Abominable piece that he has. But I got in touch with him. He sent out a message asking, because of this quarantine, he was looking for something to do with his kids, and he was looking for N64 games. I have an N64 that hasn't worked in probably 20 years, so the games are just collecting dust. So I shot him a picture of all the games I had and the 2 controllers, and he's like, well, what do you want for them in trade? And I said, well, what do you got? And he's like, I got the NYCC exclusives if you need them. And I'm like, I actually do. It's the only 2 I'm missing, aside from the gold one. And he shipped those out to me. I shipped him the games. So kind of a fair trade, kind of not. We're not going to look at it closely, though. Either one of us, you he got what he needed. I got what I needed. It's done. So, but yeah, they it's a very cool pieces. They do drops. Not regularly. It's kind of at random.
And what do they retail at?
We lose them. I can't remember. I think they're about 25 to 30. And then the ones I have the glow in the dark one that he was showing, and then you can buy the single of that one or a double pack with the Bigfoot. It's a brown variant, so he kind of looks like Bigfoot, and they put that together, and I think that was like 50. So the only one I really wanted was the glow in the dark one, like Winks was saying. You can go over to the Instagram page. I've got a review for that, and if you stick to the end, you can see the glow, and it is super bright. And they are pretty cool. Like you're saying, this guy is a Funko collector. He's in the Funko community, and he wanted to do his own kind of thing. So he made up these Chomp figures, and they have taken off. That Statue of Liberty one, like I was saying, is my favorite. It just because it's so different. And then the Gumball one's pretty great too.
Yeah, I mean they're cool. I've been seeing them for a while. I mean they're relatively new. I would say the last 3 years or so.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years, I think, actually.
Yeah, I've seen them float around the Funko community and people looking for them and whatnot.
And the reason why it hits so big in the Funko community is because they're from a Funko collector.
Right.
So, and they just did a barista type looking one for ECCC, and it's a Chomp, and he's got the green apron and then the logo. It looks like a Starbucks logo, but it's Chomp, and it says something about the toy company, and he's holding a cup of coffee and stuff like that. And then they also do pins and stickers too, and the pins are pretty cool.
Sweet.
Also.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll let him finish when he comes back, but I guess we'll roll right into some Funko news. So I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, yeah. This news is provided to us by Funko Pops on Instagram and Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can pretty much find them on all social medias. It's a great resource for staying up to date on the releases and stuff like that. And then every week he puts out a recap. So this is from last week, as of April 11th. Box Lunch exclusive Pocahontas Miko with Flit released on Monday. It was, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be an Earth Day thing. Box Lunch the past 2 years have done Earth Day exclusives with Wall-E and Eva from Pixar's Wall-E. And they come in a different box. They are brown and made from recyclable materials that can also be recycled again if you decide to throw away the box. And then Walmart exclusive Scoob Pops are coming out soon, available for pre-order online. If you hadn't seen, there's a new Scooby-Doo animated movie coming out soon, so they're making pops for that. you go over to Walmart's website and you can pre-order there. Next is the Hot Topic exclusive Bill Nye pop releasing this month, possibly on or before Earth Day. So if you didn't know, Box Lunch is owned by the same company that owns Hot Topic. So they kind of got some synergy going on. This is the first year that Hot Topic's going to have a Earth Day pop, and it happens to be Bill Nye in the same kind of brown box. And it's a little bit different than the one that already came out. I think he's holding some kind of like beaker or something like that. Last week, Funko released many retailer exclusives online and categorized them as hidden gems. Every once in a while, Funko will come out and release stuff that they have in their warehouse that they can't get sent out. And last week was one of those times. They had a lot of cool stuff, and the more rare stuff went really quick. Sold out. Crusader Crusader Pop released online at the Emerald City Comic-Con shop. The remaining stock is set to release at Emerald City Comic-Con in August, if they still keep that date in August.
And Crusader is the mascot.
Yeah, they have mascots. Yep, they have the Emerald City Crusader and then the Crusaderette. So they had that, and then there was a couple pins that came out this year for them also. I believe they glow in the dark, but I can't remember. Next is Barnes & Noble exclusive Artemis Fowl 3-pack releasing later this month. I don't know what Artemis Fowl is, but they got a 3-pack coming out for it. Some a little bit more in our wheelhouse. Pop in a Box, which is I believe it's a European company. They have an exclusive Carnage Carla Unger pop available for pre-order. So go over to Pop in a Box, pre-order it's a really cool symbiote, like Carnage looking character pop, and she's got a leaping pose, which is always better than the standard just standing pose. So pretty cool pop. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Every year, MLB teams will have exclusive Funko nights, and they'll release a pop that's usually limited about 1,500 at a certain game. You show up early, you get a pop for free. So they've shown off a couple of St. Louis ones, the Cincinnati Reds, and a couple other teams. They're getting in on it too. And these pops, like I said, can only be gotten at the game. So those are actually pretty cool. I got one last year. I got a couple last year from the Cincinnati Reds. And then a buddy of mine, he ended up getting all 3 of the exclusives that they had for St. Louis.
They did go ahead.
Yeah, they do a regular, colored one, and then they'll do like a gold and a silver, and they're each even more limited to like 500 or 200 and stuff like that. So those are pretty awesome. WonderCon exclusives released online last week. On our last Funko show, we went over all of the exclusives that we're releasing for WonderCon. They ended up releasing those on the Funko shop last week. I got the 2 that I needed. Captain Adam and Miguel from Coco. Did you guys pick up anything from WonderCon?
I didn't get anything.
No? What about you, Winks?
I don't remember. No, I didn't. I buy so many Funkos that I kind of forget when I got them.
Yeah, me too. Not recently, but yeah, those ones were. I'm Hispanic, and I love Coco, so I had to get Miguel, and then I support DC as much as I can when it comes to Funko. So the Captain Atom, now aside from it looking awesome, and we finally get a different character, it was something I had to get into, and then they had a.
I could honestly say that the whole line that they had, nothing really interested me at all.
Yeah.
But I do collect the Pokemon line, so I had to grab the flocked Pichu and Eevee that they had available. Yeah. So those I did grab, but I did not grab them from Funko's site. I grabbed them when they shared them, so they went live on Hot Topic and FYE. Grabbed one from each and called it a day.
Speaking of Pokemon, I do need to get Mewtwo and Mr. Mime. I gotta track those down. So
Mr. Mime just came in the mail here yesterday.
Mr. Steal Your Mom.
Yeah, today was Pichu and Vulpix. Got those in today, and Mewtwo is actually set to arrive tomorrow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Next up, Target exclusive Girls Disney tees available in store and online. They are geared towards little girls. So if you have a daughter that you want to get into Funko, or she already is into Funko, or just want a cool shirt for your little girl, Target's starting to release new shirts, and they do have a boys line too, with a bunch of Marvel characters. I think they might have some Star Wars characters too. Target exclusive Iron Man and Wonder Woman are hitting stores. They have exclusive Iron Man for the Avengers game that is coming out later this year, and then they have a gold suit Wonder Woman from the new movie coming out. Both are street dated. I'm not sure what the street date is. I know a lot of stuff is coming out on Sunday, this Sunday the 19th, so that might be the street date, but not sure. And then finally, Amazon exclusive Wonder Woman has been delayed. She's now set to release in July. So with the state of things in the world, a lot of stuff is getting delayed or pushed back just a little bit, just because of supply chains and all that stuff. So
yeah, I'm surprised they even have the Iron Man and Wonder Woman street dated, because it's coming down more and more that Walmarts and Targets are gonna close off the non-essential aisles. So
yeah, I know.
Just be online.
I know that, yeah, it'll probably be online. I know that a lot of states are doing that. They haven't done that here yet in Ohio, but I could see them doing that. Also, just a couple other things. The Stanley Hudson the Office GameStop exclusive pop, that's been dropping. There was a restock today on Resident Evil 6-inch Tyrant. It looks like the original Green Lantern Special Series exclusive is going to be coming out soon. Yeah, and that's all I got for you guys.
Yeah, it's a very slow and weird time for Funko. That's for sure. I mean, usually they're drowning us out with new releases and all of that, but they've really stopped everything. So, and I mean, I don't even know, is HQ even open at this point?
No.
From what I heard, no, not at all.
Yeah, both. I'm sure. I think they have a few employees in the offices, but they've sent a lot of their employees home. They're all working from home. So if you watch the Funko Funcast at all, it's their weekly podcast. They're all doing that from home. And then
or it's like one or two people in the studio or in Mike's office or something like that. It's very limited. But it doesn't surprise me that they slowed down on releases and that, due to the fact that these are made and shipped from China.
Right.
Everything for there has been closed down for the past several months. So that's got to affect anything they're doing.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy that they're even pumping out some of these ECC and WonderCon and all that, and that kind of leads us right into our next topic of we're going to be going into San Diego Comic-Con season soon, where they start hinting and all of that, so I'm curious of what you guys thought is with how this is going to affect it. Do you think we're going to see a virtual con again? I mean, all signs are pointing that it's either going to get postponed or canceled, but postponing at this point is going to start pushing to New York Comic-Con, and ECCC has already been postponed. So, there's potentially two cons that are getting pushed. So what are you guys' thoughts of what's going to happen?
Well, like you're saying, all roads are leading to San Diego either getting postponed or canceled. Now they have the convention center set up as a homeless shelter at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some 1,200 homeless people living in the convention center right now, and I don't see them moving them out anytime soon. So
Right.
more than likely, it's going to be another virtual con for SDCC. And you're right. I doubt they're going to reschedule it, considering the only time frames they got. They're going to be pushing into the rescheduled ECCC. Other smaller cons that are going on that have been rescheduled, like Indiana Comic Con, things of that nature. I don't see them willing to do anything. It'll just be see what happens next year.
I honestly would I would be completely cool with them just canceling and not doing a virtual con or anything like that. Just like take a break, like pump the brakes,
save my wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like San Diego is a big deal. They're usually 50 plus items that come out, and doing that all online logistically is a hassle. And it's easier to get these things too when you can just go to the store and not have to contend with the rest of the world. And all the flippers and everything like that.
No, I mean, and I completely agree. I mean, putting shipping into it, and it's kind of talking about how many. I don't even know the number, but let's say 10,000 of one pop goes out. Is technically being sent out to 10,000 different people, and they're not going to take as much care as shipping it as they would shipping these giant shipper boxes to GameStop full of their exclusives, where they would package them a lot better, and putting it in a bigger box tends to be better off. And I'm sure we've all had our fair share of getting damaged boxes, and it's no fun getting a damaged con pop. So I'm with you, and this has kind of it's been weird for everybody, putting aside everyone's normal day-to-day, but for collectors, it's been dry. We haven't had a lot. Mark and I have talked about it multiple times of how it's definitely weird. For me, I've been backlogging a lot of stuff, getting a lot of books that I've wanted to get, and action figures and stuff like that, which has been nice because I'm not having to keep up with normal release stuff, and I can go back and spend that money on different things that I normally wouldn't have. How are you guys collecting right now, or are you kind of in a holding pattern and figuring out where your collection is going?
Aside from exclusives, the WonderCon stuff, and any other like little exclusive that comes out, I'm in a holding pattern. I don't like paying for shipping. I don't like paying for shipping and then getting a damaged box. So I'm not too thrilled or excited to be going and ordering online. So most of my common stuff that I usually get, I'm just going to wait and see if I can get them when the stores open back up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same way. I never really used pre-order or ordering online up until recently. I have basically gotten my hands on in-store every pop that I own. Aside from more recently, like I said, it's due to my job of traveling across the country. I shop and go on hunts everywhere I am, and I tend to just find whatever I'm looking for. So it's I don't know. I don't like paying for shipping either. So it's one of those things. It's kind of a drawback. If I can get it in hand cheaper than not paying for shipping, why not? But these problems have resulted in me having to pre-order to keep sets going that I'm looking for. But the amount of pops that I have now, I've kind of had to pump the brakes a little, and only pick up certain ones. And most of the time they come out with releases, I have no interest in any of them. So I haven't really been picking up pops at all.
Yeah. What number are you at? What's your piece count?
I got like 4 I haven't actually put up on Instagram yet, but it would be around 1,170.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 2,150 something. So
Yeah, you got me beat, but
it's a little
see,
bit.
he's got a thing to where he stacks a lot of them in bookcases, so a lot of them he doesn't see. I hate doing
It's
that,
true.
so I have
I don't like it
shelves.
either.
I have shelves designed all over my house to show each pop one row. You know what I mean? So you can
Yeah.
see it. And I've had to resort to turning them sideways, which I hate to do.
Me
But
too.
a lot of them are sitting sideways right now, and I hate looking at it.
Yeah, see, and that's how I was. My before I moved into my new house, my old room. I had pretty much a level shelf around the whole room, and I displayed them every pop I could. And it got to the point where if I can't display it, I don't want it. I don't want to get a pop to not display it. And I'm the same way with my figures and everything else. There's no point of me just buying a figure just to buy it and put it in a box or put it away, and Mark, I'm sure you have ways of displaying them, your way.
Yeah.
But you get guys that just pull out boxes of figures that, they forgot what they had. I never want to be that guy. I want to see my stuff every single day. Yeah, that's why everything's displayed behind me how it is.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely a hassle having that many pops. I've got a couple of the like the plastic stack shelves downstairs, and they're all sideways, and it's like I want to get them so in the future when I do have the room to be able to display them, I have them. But for now, we just don't, and
right.
they get stored down there, and the ones that I want to see, the ones I want to have people see is upstairs in the big collection. But it's definitely a pain dealing with space and not having enough to do what I want to do. So
Yeah, at least you're not as bad as some people I know.
yeah,
I know one guy, he has a lot. And he actually lives in, I think, Philadelphia. Used to live in San Diego. So he has most of his collection in bins in a storage shed in San Diego. So anytime he goes to SDCC, he buys more, puts them in his storage bin, does a little video of what's in his storage bin so he can show off what he has and also to remember, and then flies back to Philly.
man.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But he has a lot at home, but he's got a lot more just sitting in storage collecting dust, really. But to each their own.
Yeah. Ian, what do you think about con season and what they're gonna do?
See, it's definitely. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's too close to, everything that's happening right now, and now you're talking about, the biggest con internationally as well. And people flying in. I don't think that they're gonna get if they do it, they won't get the numbers that they want. So I think that, they are gonna cancel it or try to postpone it, but. And looking at how everything's going, there's not a real end in sight. So they're probably better just cutting everyone's hope, and that's the worst thing we can have is hope that something like this is gonna happen eventually. But I think it's more than Funko as well. We're talking about NECA exclusives, Hasbro exclusives, McFarlane exclusives, and all these companies are going to be flooding, trying to get people to get it, and that's where it's we're at the point of these guys still want to make their money, so are they going to try and do bigger and better things with the virtual? NECA does their SDCC pre-order figures about a month beforehand, where you can pre-order their exclusives, so I guess technically they already do something like that. But with Funko, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have the power to pump out that many pops.
They do. They've never. I think the first time they've ever done all the exclusives online was for Emerald City, and that's not even half of what
Yeah.
STCC has. So, yeah, it'd be rough. But I think they might just let the retail, the Shield exclusives, and other retail stores handle a lot of the load also. But
I mean online, yeah, which I mean they pretty much do every year with online, and it just sucks for people like us that would go to the store and not have these
yes,
stores open. So that's where, yeah, I'm with you guys with, not paying for shipping and, don't want to deal with their shipping. So I don't know. For me, it's a double-edged sword because I miss collecting all these new things, but it's also nice not being drowned out. And there's only a couple lines I'm looking forward to, like the Marvel Zombies line. That's creative and new. So I think they already drowned out the Venom line, and I'm off that boat now. It
they
was
did.
cool. It was cool with the first wave and even the second wave, but the Maximum Venom line, they didn't need it. So
Did you
I'm
see
right
that
there
they
with you.
just reused? Yeah, they just reused Storm's head for Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, and it also the
Almost the
Thanos,
body too. It's very, very
yeah,
similar.
the Thanos one when they made him glow in the dark, and they did it with the Storm with the Funko Shop exclusive, and doing it with the Groot. I it's that stuff's annoying to me. I don't like that
Yeah.
stuff.
Doctor
Um,
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I'm not even touching it. I got the Venomized Groot, like the actual baby Groot one, and then I got the Walmart exclusive one. But I looked at the rest of them and I'm okay. It's
Yeah.
But the zombies, hopefully they don't kill that zombies line because it looks cool.
Yeah. I think I've got a couple of those pre-ordered. The Wolverine and Mysterio.
I missed the Mysterio. I'm hoping that one comes back up.
But now, did you pre-order the glow in the dark Mysterio or the regular
Yes.
one?
No, the glow in the dark from
Exactly.
Walmart.
I'm a glow in the dark fan, so the ones that come out glow in the dark is probably the ones I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
But like the Venom line that you spoke of, I didn't get any of those glow in the dark ones because I already had the commons. I'm not gonna go out and buy doubles just because it's glow in the dark. I'm kind of done with that line myself.
Yeah, it's frustrating. That first wave that came out, that was really cool. I
So
really liked
good.
it. The Black Panther, the Ghost Rider. I liked how they did the Anti-Venom. All those ones, they were cool. I think that they overdid the Carnage. 'Cause I'm pretty sure we got like 3 different Carnage in that line. It was FYE, a common, and then a con exclusive one.
Yeah.
But I was still okay with it because they were all different molds as well.
Yep.
So, but then they came out with the Thanos, Groot, Rocket, Storm, Weapon X,
Yeah.
and
Daredevil.
then
Daredevil, yeah.
Daredevil,
Yeah.
and then they've glowed the dark 3 out of the 6 of them. And then I think Ghost Rider's gotten it too when they made his flames blue, which is cool.
Yeah.
I do like that. But like I said, it's the same with they did it with Endgame, and that's why I stopped at Endgame with MCU pops. They did all the regular ones, and they did a T-shirt glow in the dark of each version of them: Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America.
Yep.
That's the type of stuff that pushes me away from Funko personally. But I still,
it sucks too because you don't want to wait and see if they come out with a exclusive.
right.
But then they do come out with the exclusive, and you're like, man, I want that too. So
yeah, I know. I just wish they would come out with whatever glow in the dark ones they're gonna do. Just put that out first.
Right.
I'll get that one, and I won't bother with the rest. But you never know.
I think I think they do that strategically because if they do that first, you're not gonna.
Exactly.
You're not gonna buy the commons.
Exactly.
That's why the chase sometimes on a lot of figures are not better than the commons, because if the chase was the common, not as many people would buy the common.
Right. Right.
Even then, they're pretty lazy on a lot of the chase versions. So what's the point of putting that one down? Yeah.
I think the last one, I think I know we both have this one, was the Speed Racer chase, which was a completely different head mold, which was awesome. So
yeah, that's one I wanted. I never got though. Yeah, I ended up with the common Speed Racer, and then the Speed Racer Pop Ride in the car.
Mhm.
That was it. I had to get the Mach 5. Other than that,
Absolutely.
I'm kind of just like I said, that line came out when I kind of fell in the mode of
Yeah. Same. It was like right at the beginning of the year too. So
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so hopefully we hear news, and for people watching, hopefully the next time we're on here, we'll have an update for some of these cons and what's going to happen. But we'll roll into our last topic, which is kind of cool because these guys have some of these with them. So we're going to talk about graded pops. So this is I don't want to say something new because it's been around for a little bit, but it's definitely not flooded the market like comics would, or action figures and stuff. And there's pretty much one company that kind of holds that market, right? I can't.
there's a couple, but there's one prominent one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar with CGC versus CVCS. So there's they verify signatures. Does he verify signatures?
No. They used to have a contract with I can't remember do you remember what's the authenticator?
It escapes me for the moment.
JSA.
JSA, yes.
Yeah.
He had a contract with them, so when he was at cons, if he had anybody sign pops, they would basically authenticate the signature for you there, provide documentation on it, and he would include that when he encapsulated them. But his main business was basically the encapsulation process. He has that copyrighted and everything. So
the company we're talking about here is the VBGS, the Volted Vinyl Grading System. It's run by a very cool guy named Sean Staff. He's a member of our other collecting group, Funko collecting group. He made the grading process and the encapsulation all on his own. He came up with a few prototypes and released it last year, beginning around end of 2018, beginning of 2019.
Right.
And he's done a ton. He gets in a lot of cool rare stuff to get graded. And it's pretty cool process how he does it. He's told me a little bit about it, but I wanted to get Ian, first and foremost, I wanted to get your opinion on what you think about grading pops.
So it's something that I've been interested with, being a collector, and there are pieces that you do want to keep mint, you want to hold value, and for me, I'm not a seller. I don't like to get rid of stuff. I usually don't care about value, but it's a nice thing to know what you have and what it's worth. So having a pop that is worth something and it can hold its value through the years, and that's what you get graded, and it has a nice grade and it has a signature and stuff like that, I think that types of things are worth it, just like a comic. So with that, I would definitely compare it to getting a comic graded. I wouldn't send just a random Hulk issue that happened 2 weeks ago to get graded for value. That would be it wouldn't hold its value. It wouldn't be worth it. The grading process, at least for comics, is $35, $50, and that comic was $4. So there's not going to be much value there, and going to sell it, there's not going to be many people looking for a graded version of that. But we're talking about like an OG Avengers Hulk pop, where it does have a bit of value and it's signed by Mark Ruffalo. That's something that I would go get signed because I wouldn't want it to get damaged and all that. So I definitely think that it's something that has its place in the community and it's going to grow as more pops come out and the longer Funko stays relevant. But now you guys have them. I show the camera. You guys got some pretty cool stuff that's worth getting signed. That's kind of in that ballpark.
Yeah, go for it, Winks.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same mindset of most pops. I wouldn't even bother getting graded. The ones that I do have signed, those are something that I'm probably going to be working on to get all of them graded and encapsulated. But like this one here, this is a Deadpool with Chimichanga 7-Eleven exclusive, signed by Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool. And I basically got this done took it with me out to, I think it was Emerald City Comic Con, had him sign it, and then I brought it with me to Indiana Comic Con last year and had him take it and encapsulate it and get it graded and all that. So he's got it's basically hard plastic. He's shown videos of himself standing on these things. It is very well done. Nothing is going to go wrong with this thing. It's not going to get damaged in any way, shape, or form. Included a little bit of info down the bottom. So he's got the grading system written down there, who it's signed by, all that fun stuff. Then he's onto the back with the company name and that. And then I had him go ahead and include the certificate of authenticity that I got from Rob Liefeld when I got it signed on the back of it. So you can't actually see the back of the pop, but it's there.
This is cool.
What are your thoughts on it, grading and everything?
I dig it. I mean, I have a ton of comics that I've collected since I was 4. And I have yet to get anything graded. I have full intention of doing so. I just haven't yet. And so this came along, opportunity for it. I figured why not? And I'm really into it. Like I said, I wouldn't get commons or, even ones that have a high value themselves. I probably have a hard time of bothering to spend the money to get them graded and encapsulated. But signed ones, I don't want getting ruined in any way. And I like you said, Ian, I'm not a seller either. I don't plan on getting rid of those signed ones. I took them with me to meet the actors to get signed for a point. I'm not going to go and resell it. So why not get them encapsulated? Keep them fresh,
Yeah. I like the fact that none of us are sellers. We, what we get, we hold on to, we get it for our collection. Like, I know a lot of people, they get stuff to trade, which is fine too, but like I can barely afford to get my own stuff, so I'm not going to be getting doubles and stuff like that. And then so exactly. The ones that you do get, they actually mean something. And then to meet the actor, voice actor, creator, whatever, have them sign it, you want to not only preserve the pop that means something to you in the box, but also preserve that signature. And that's where I come down on it, like wanting to put these things in these capsules so it lasts forever. And Sean over there at the VBGS, he does a great job. Like Winks was saying, we met up with him last year at Indiana Comic Con. I had a bunch of stuff signed, and instead of shipping it to him, he just took it from me there at Indiana and sent it back. I had Hellboy Chase done, signed by Ron Perlman. And then, like Winks was saying, he puts the information down on the bottom, and he's got different color labels for everything that he does, whether it's, signed, common, exclusive, stuff like that. And he's got these hollow things. This is kind of like a newer one. Yeah. Then more info about the company on the back. And then
I got the older one.
Yeah.
Not a hologram.
I've got an older one here too. These QR codes are actually, if you scan this, it takes you right to a database that's on their website, and it shows you how your pop was graded. So, front panel, side panel, back, top, bottom, plastic, and then the figure itself, and it breaks it down and gives you a score. Another one I got here is Yandu. and it got a 9.4, and he signed the side too, which is kind of cool. Another one that I had him take at Indiana last year, and then this one's my favorite, just personal reasons, and this was actually the first pop that anybody ever paid him to grade. What I didn't know at the time, I was just kind of like, hey, this is awesome. I want to get one of your things. Where do I send money? Stuff like that. And we hooked it up and everything. Little did I know at the time, it was the first pop to ever be paid for to get graded. Because at the time, he was just sending them out to people to like demos and stuff like that, so they could review it and get his name out there. So it's the Crow, signed by James O'Barr. Cool thing that James does is he'll take the pop out of the box because he doesn't like the way the pop face looks. So take the pop out of the box and then take a Sharpie and draw a mouth and then fix the eyes a little bit, give him some angry eyes. So as a thank you, this wasn't authenticated signature at the time, but as a thank you for being his first customer, he had to send us JSA, and they authenticated the signature. So I have the little JSA sticker here on the bottom, and I have a certificate, and he did that free of charge. Like, he didn't charge me for that. It was just like a thank you for believing in him and trusting him with this. And that's the kind of person that Sean Staff is. He is a great guy who goes out of his way to take care of the people that take care of him. So
yeah, and he's if you go and hand you an expensive piece, hand him an expensive piece at a con, it's funny. He's constantly wearing these yellow clogs.
they're Crocs.
Crocs, yes, yellow Crocs. He's known for wearing those at every con that he goes to, and he goes to like all of them. He's always in those Crocs, running around, and he has a rifle case on wheels. One of those hard, really hard, you know what I mean? It's buckled up, closed off, on wheels, rifle cases that he hollowed out and put in the foam to hold a bunch of pops. So he will just take your stuff, put it in that case, and go get it signed, and then take it home and encapsulate it and all that. It's a very cool process for what he does.
And how much does he charge to do that?
I believe it's $50 now.
See, and that's not bad. And is that include shipping back to you?
No.
Okay.
Just the grading process is $50, but the thing is, it's not. You only pay for shipping once. You pay for it to get there, and then it comes back. Like,
right.
He has it set up really cool. He also has kind of like a membership system. It's not really called a membership system, but he has these vaults, and he'll take these little hard cases, send you the hard case, and you put your pop in it, and it's got 2 compartments in it, and so you can send him 2 pops, 1 pop, whatever. You send it to him. He'll grade it, send it back, and the hard case you keep, and it's got your name on it. There's a little plaque on it that's got your name and everything on it, and it's numbered. And usually, like higher end stuff like this, you put it in a hard stack and send it to him. And if you just get a regular one done, he'll hold on to the hard case because it costs more to ship back. So it's kind of something you have to, consider when you're sending it to him. But you get these cases, these vaults, have him do that. Since there's 2 compartments, he'll send you back your hard case in the other compartment. So something kind of cool that he does. And then any future pops that you want to get graded, you can get at a discount for getting this higher end deal that he's got going on.
That's very cool. And how long does the grading take?
It just depends on how much work he's got going. Right now, with how things are, he gets these cases from China, and since they're not producing much right now, it's kind of put him in a holding pattern. So if you go over to his Instagram, he's showing all these pops that he's got lined up to do, but he can't really do anything with it now. But it's a couple weeks, few weeks. It really just depends on how many he's got at the time to get done.
Cool. And now I want you guys to put up yours. I'm gonna put up a graded comic to kind of compare what these things, because I mean you see it, it has the same information, who signed it, the date. This was CGC witness for it, and I got 2 signatures. But it's very similar, so you guys can see watching that the grading is similarly numbered. The information that gets put on. So it's cool that this is happening, and I mean, we know that comics have been out a very long time compared to Funko. So it's going to be cool to see this progress. And now we're getting to the point where, pops are gaining a lot of value. A lot of those vaulted pops are, getting up there, Batman 1s and, those Willy Wonkas and, stuff like that, that you won't see in the wild ever again. So it'll be cool to see how those things progress. And thank you guys for sharing that.
Yeah.
On another
Yeah,
note, if you had a signed like if I had a signed and graded Deadpool comic, they would show really good together in a display case. That's all I'm saying.
No, I mean that's right, and it would be cool to get like a metal, like a Batman Who Laughs, or the whole metal series would go cool surrounding that comic. So you're damn right with that. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
But well, I think that's gonna be the show today. Again, we went over some new vinyls. Thanks to Wingston and Mark here. Shed some light on some cool things, and make sure you go follow these guys to get more information about them. Go PM them, and if you want more information, I'm definitely not the guy to ask, but I will point you to them if you come ask me. Mark gave us some cool Funko news of what's been happening. Hopefully, we'll get some more news coming out and some new pops to come out, and we kind of talked about the cons and how we felt like what's going to happen, and our thoughts on what happened with Emerald City and WonderCon, and our take on the graded pops, and how they compare to graded comics and their value and all that. So definitely a cool show. I appreciate you guys joining me. This show hopefully is going to be airing every other week. And once pops start coming out again, I mean, hopefully we can get more content out. But anything else you guys want to say?
No, just thank you guys for sticking around. Ian, thanks for having us. And go over to Instagram, Heekin Reviews. I put up daily reviews on pops or figures or Hot Wheels or whatever. And it's a good time.
Yeah, it is. And I just want to say thanks for having me.
And make sure you go check out Comic Collectors Guilds. Follow them. If you want to join, go to the website, comiccollectorsguild.com. Go ahead and apply. Show us your collection. Let us know how you got it collecting, all that. We love for you to join. We have various shows, various different things going on during the week. We have a pretty active community, all nerding out every day, talking shop, talking comics, toys, Matchbox, toys, whatever it is. So definitely a cool community. Like I said, I'll have these fine gentlemen links in the bio, so make sure you drop them a follow. And for all of us, just remember to keep hunting.